we are live on the ground.
Right now, it's coming down.
The Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 82 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 89. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, cloudy intervals. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 70. Winds light and variable. Sunday, partly cloudy. Chance of a thunderstorm. High 91. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Guys, we will get the latest advisory on Barry here in just a moment with our hurricane. All right, guys, the moment you've all been waiting for. Tropical Storm Barry is now Hurricane Barry. We've got a 75-mile-per-hour hurricane on our hands now as the Hurricane Center update is now in. Interestingly enough, though, you'll notice the convection on the south side isn't as robust as it was, and it certainly doesn't look like your classic hurricane. And we'll talk about why that is with Dr. Greg Postel in just a moment. But you can see there, about 40 miles to the south of Lafayette, Louisiana. All right, so it's still offshore, according to the Hurricane Hunter aircraft. And, of course, various data that they get from the plane is one of the reasons why they upgraded that to hurricane. I want to bring in Dr. Greg Postel to kind of talk a little bit about this. And, Greg, again, very lopsided, as we call in the business, asymmetrical in terms of its load. But in terms of the energy now, not a whole heck of a lot of difference between a 70-mile-an-hour tropical storm and a 75-mile-per-hour hurricane. It's just got a sexier name as a hurricane, right?
That's one way to put it. I mean, there really is no difference, Jim, in the impacts that we expect. That hasn't changed going back even, not just a few hours, but even going back a day. I mean, this is the kind of system that we expected. Now, whether or not, as you saw, a tropical storm or a 75-mile-per-hour hurricane, the impacts are going to be the same. I haven't seen any data that's changed in the last 3 hours from when it was a tropical storm to now that it's designated a hurricane. The hurricane hunters are in there, and I've been watching all the data come in, and I haven't found anything that suggests it's any stronger than it was 6 hours ago. But, you know, maybe I'm not privy to all the data. And as you said, you can look at the satellite picture there and see that some of the cloud tops are warming. We're losing some of those darker shades of magenta and red, suggesting some of those thunderstorms, even offshore, are maybe weakening a bit. Jim.
So I wanted to ask you that, though. Is that what gave us a hurricane? So one of the reasons they found that was what they call the SFMR instrument on the Hurricane Hunter aircraft. Okay, that goes out and estimates the wind from the plane. So that's their data. They have that data. We can see it eventually. But Postel, could there have been an actual collapse of some of that produced those winds to hurricane force, and that just happened to coincide at the time they were measuring that data?
Well, I'm getting the real-time data in from the SFMR, and the fastest winds that they've measured were right around 70 miles per hour about 3 hours ago. I haven't seen anything stronger than that, even as recent as the last 15 or 20 minutes. So, you know, they're in there, and, you know, I don't know exactly what they're finding in some, I guess. But, yeah, I think the takeaway, though, is that it's still going to be as strong as we thought it was going to be. The impacts are going to be the same. The winds are going to be as predicted. And the heavy rain is going to be remarkably heavy. And we're going to see a ton of flooding and life-threatening flooding at that. Now, for those in Louisiana, you might be thinking, well, where's the rain? That is yet to come. That may not come until later on this afternoon and tonight and tomorrow, by the way. But for folks in Mississippi and Alabama right now, it is absolutely pouring like crazy.
It's happening.
Yeah, right. It's happening now, 250 miles away from where the center of Barry is. And so we're seeing a very spread out system in terms of impacts with lots of heavy rain along the northern Gulf Coast. Jim.
All right, so yeah, even though we're seeing the cloud tops warm too, this is not the end of it. Trust me. This is once that asymmetrical or lopsided system comes ashore, you're going to have to all that deal with. So, Postel, here's the deal. Hurricane Hunter aircraft reported SFMR wind estimates 63 to 63 knots, as you said, near Eugene Island. And it's possible that the strongest winds were not sampled. It is estimated that Barry has become a hurricane around 11-12 Z, which is, or a little bit earlier on. Either way, it is a hurricane. And the takeaway to you at home is, A, we haven't had